I welcome you to another live streaming on ojayo.com. It's exactly 5 p.m. And you know how we do it every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. only on this session on ojayo.com site on Facebook. Ojayo.com is on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. It depends on where you want to catch them up. But whichever one you want, of course, you would see them everywhere on the social media. My name is Ozioma Ejiofor. If you call me Jele, I will answer you. The daughter of North people, the one whose flash of her teeth brings out money from your pocket. I say welcome to another session, very interesting session of our live streaming that comes to you on Saturdays from 5 to 6 p.m. Don't forget our 20,000 Naira giveaway. We usually do that every Saturday for the people who listen and listen very attentively, but today I'm going to be very dicey. A little here and a little there. You know, I will be doing a little recap in Igbo. Once in a while, as I progress, we will be doing a little recap in Igbo. English, Igbo, and any other language as the spirit leads. Right? Remember last week we talked about how to sell on ojayo.com. Last 2 weeks we talked about how to buy on ojayo.com. So this week we will be looking at the return policy, the terms and conditions of ojayo.com, their return policy. What do you do when a product you purchase is not actually what you want? But before we delve into that, I want you to know that ojayo.com has come to stay. The reason I say it has come to stay is that it is the first marketplace where you buy items through bargain process. What I mean is, you see a product you like, you click on it, and you begin to bargain on how much you intend to actually buy the product. The seller is with you, chatting all the way, and you getting response simultaneously until you're able to reach the amount that you intend to buy the particular product that you want to buy. All right? So I will be playing you a jingle so that we will quite understand where we're going. Remember, like I said, we did how to buy on last two weeks, and then we did how to sell to become a vendor last week. So,
how to buy any product on ojayo.com. Search for the product you want to buy from the search bar on top of the website as shown. Select the product and begin the price by clicking on Negotiate the Price. Click on Add to Cart or Buy Now. Add your name, billing address, and delivery location. Select your preferred payment method: direct bank payment or debit card payment. Mark the terms and conditions to agree. Click on Place Order button and you are done. If you selected direct bank payment, Ojayo bank details will be sent to your email address. Please make payment to our account number and use your order number as your reference. If you selected debit card method, please follow the instructions to make a secured payment on our website. How to sell on ojayo.com. Create a free vendor account as shown in the video. Once your account is activated, you will receive an email explaining few details. Log in into your newly created account and set up your store as shown in the video. Now you're in your dashboard, go to product button and start adding your amazing products as shown. Set up your expected shipping period and submit your product for verification. How to buy any product on ojayo.com. Search for the product you want to buy from the search bar on top of the website as shown. Select the product and begin the price by clicking on Negotiate the price. Click on Add to Cart or Buy Now. Add your name, billing address, and delivery location. Select your preferred payment method: direct bank payment or debit card payment. Mark the terms and conditions to agree. Click on Place Order button and you're done. If you selected direct bank payment, OJA, your bank details will be sent to your email address. Please make payment to our account number and use your order number as your reference. If you selected debit card method, please follow the instructions to make a secured payment on our website.
That's what it is.
How to sell on ojayo.com. Create a free vendor account as shown in the video. Once your account is activated, you will receive an email explaining few details. Log in into your newly created account and set up your store as shown in the video. Now you're in your dashboard. Go to Product button and start adding your amazing products as shown. Set up your expected shipping period and submit your product for verification.
Remember, like I always say, I don't have access to play the song, you know, but we have to do what we have to do. It's an interesting show, by the way. It's a music by Umobili Igbo, Their Flavor. And we're saying welcome again on ojayo.com mobile marketplace advertisement. My name is Oziome Ejiofor. If you call me Ijele, I will answer you. The daughter of North Ije people, the one whose flash of her teeth brings out money from your pocket. Remember, it's only on ojayo.com. So if we're not on one page, just go to Google Play Store or iOS, download ojayo.com app. That's when we can begin. Make sure you put your biodatas on the app, and then terms and conditions, read thoroughly and agree, and then you're in. You can be a vendor, you can be a seller, then you can also buy your product at the comfort or in the comfort of your zone, whichever one you want. You can be on the street and buy your items. You can be in your home and also buy your items. No need for the bustling and hustling, rubbing heat inside the markets just to make purchases. Now your purchases are made easy for you. You can sit down anywhere, just buy what you want to buy, be able to bargain the price of what you want to buy, be able to say, no, I know this thing, it is X amount, and then I need you to sell it for me at this price. It's good you know the price first before you begin the bargain process, so that it doesn't look childish, that you actually want to bargain a product that you know has the real price of what it is being sold, either in the market or somewhere else. But also consider the shipping cost of the person sending you the product, especially if it's from afar. Otherwise, vendors should also ensure to make sure that deliveries are made in an optimum process. Good product. Of course, you can be sure of that on ojayo.com 101%. They don't deal on fake products. You will see sellers, responsible vendors selling different items on the site. Remember, let's do a little recap of what we've done before. We've done how to buy a product on ojayo.com and the payment options. And you heard it, it's either direct payment or the debit card payment. If you want a direct payment, of course, you get an SMS of ojayo.com account details where you make your direct payment and then get the number from there, submit it while you proceed as you purchase your product. And then if you're using the debit or a Verve card, credit card, MasterCard, you just impute your details in there and boom, you're done with your purchases. That's exactly how to buy a product on Ojayo. How about being a vendor on ojayo.com? We told you that you're going to register yourself when you open www.facebook.com/Ojayo shopping. You're going to see registering yourself as a vendor. Right? Once you begin to register yourself as a vendor, little details about you will be required. Impute those details, accept the terms and conditions of ojayo.com after reading as well, and then bloom, you're in your dashboard. From your dashboard, you're going to begin to add items into your cart, into your dashboard rather. When you're adding your items, people are seeing it. When you're done, you're done. Make sure your right address is there so that people can actually give you their addresses during shipping. And be sure to ship the right products that people require. We are very optimistic about shipping the right products that people have seen via either a video or a picture, exactly the way they are, so that people are not deceived, okay? And then don't expect extraordinary things, especially when you're making your purchases. Be sure it is what you want. Go to 2 to 3 places and be sure it's exactly what you want. You can chat the person selling the product to be sure it is also exactly what you've seen elsewhere, so we can be on the same page to avoid the return and dislike processes. Okay? So that's exactly how it is. Don't forget that this show, every week we announce the winners of our various giveaways of 20,000 Naira voucher. Today I will be announcing the winners of our voucher of last week so that they can go to the messenger, Facebook Messenger, Ojayo Facebook Messenger, and get their gift, 20,000 Naira voucher to shop on ojayo.com. So listen attentively. I'll be right back. Yeah, that's what it is. Still on the matter, ojayo.com, streaming every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. Otherwise, we can end by 5:30 if we don't have a lot to do, and play good music until our time is up. So let's go back to our winners of last week on ojayo.com selling process. They answered their questions correctly, and I am proud to announce to you that the first person who is getting our 20,000 Naira giveaway is Gift Oiza Rufai. Gift Oiza Rufai. A round of applause for Gift Oiza Rufai. She got the gift today for the last week's edition. And then the second person who won our last week edition is David Kehinde. David Kehinde, congratulations to you. So just go on our messenger, ojayo.com messenger, chat the admin, and then you'll receive your 20,000 Naira voucher to be able to shop on ojayo.com. Don't forget to appreciate us on our live programs. So all you need to do is ojayo.com via Facebook Messenger, and then you contact the person there. Right, just write, you'll get a feedback. You get your 20,000 Naira voucher to shop on ojayo.com app. either on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, anywhere you want to shop with. Just shop, but it surely must be on the app on ojayo.com. What did you have to do to get this? You just had to share the video. You just had to answer a few questions from my narrative last week. That's what earned you the 20,000 naira. Today again, we will be getting 3 winners as well. Today we have 2. Next week we will have the same 2 or 3, but the question is usually for 3 persons, right? So next week we will also be announcing the people that will win today's show. So you have to be very, very attentive. If I like, I may deviate from what I am teaching and ask you a little question about ojayo.com, just to be sure that you visit and read about us. And then if I like also, I will ask questions concerning what I'm talking about, but which makes exactly good sense, right? So today we're giving a round of applause to Oiza Gift, and then Rufai. We're also giving a round of applause to Kehinde David. Congratulations to you for winning our vouchers on ojayo.com. What do you have to do to belong here? Like I said, go to the App Store, either Google, iOS, download ojayo.com app, put it in your phone, register yourself, and begin your buying process. Put in your address and shipping so that your goods arrive in your doorstep, at your doorstep, whichever one, anyone. Just make a purchase and bloom. You will see your goods before you in the specified amount of days that the good is meant to arrive. How do you become a vendor? Like I said, it's easy. Just register yourself and upload your goods on the dashboard and people begins to see it. And then today, what I'm saying is today, what are we discussing? Hold on a bit. To redeem these prizes this week, I am telling the winners to please go to the messenger, Facebook Messenger, to be able to redeem their prizes, okay? Last week, we gave the WhatsApp numbers so that people can redeem their prizes on the WhatsApp numbers. That doesn't mean that the WhatsApp number is no longer going through. No, we're just making Oiza and Kehinde to visit the Facebook Messenger to tell you that we are actually everywhere in trying to return items and have good network. You can write us from anywhere as far as you're talking ojayo.com. So today I want us to discuss a very interesting part of every online store. Every online store. Right? The very, very important part of every online store. If this particular one is not discussed, then it hasn't come to be. Why do I say that? Because when you make your purchases, it's not all the time that you expect and see 100% of what you tried to do with a vendor. Sometimes you may experience some bad scenarios in the items that you actually have purchased. So that's why I'm saying, what do you need to do when you realize that your purchase is not actually what has been sent to you and you're not satisfied with the product that that you purchased or that you bought? So that's why I'm saying that today we will be looking at the return policy of ojayo.com. You know, if you want to deceive black man, just put them into writing. You go deceive them well. If you want cheat black man, write them down. Black man, no, they read anything. So that's why I needed to address this specifically. When you try to buy an item, don't be quick with the purchase process. Be a little bit patient to read the terms and conditions put in by either the vendor or the online store. It's very important so that you will have a cause to hold the online store responsible and be able to report them appropriately. What do I mean by this? For instance, you ordered for a comb and it didn't quite come in the real either size or color that you actually purchased the day you were making your buy-in, and the sender didn't communicate to you that please, that your color is no longer available, do you mind another color, and goes ahead to send in a color that is not what you truly desired when you were making the purchase, you have a very good right to return the products back to the person, to the vendor, and ask for a refund, right? This is exactly where Ojayo.com comes in. It's an intermediary between the buyer and the seller, okay? So that means you would have a hold of this product that you purchased online for a week or two, depending on the policy of the person who sold the product to you. Please listen attentively to this particular topic. It's very important so that it's easy for all and sundry. Okay? Like I said, if you're not happy with a particular product that you've purchased from a vendor, what do you need to do to be able to return it back and make Ojayo.com tackle the issue and give you back your money? What do you need to do? That's exactly what we want to talk about this evening. Okay? Gradually, like I said, it's not everything you buy online that you get satisfied with. Some comes with little damages, little hassle, and some can neglect, while others cannot actually neglect. Even though they are minor scratches, that minor scratches can give someone 0 star. Okay? And then vendors are also very careful trying to communicate with buyers to be sure that they get to their satisfaction or satisfy them as much as they could, to prevent people giving them thumbs down and probably a 1 or 2 star. Every vendor is praying to get a 5 star after a purchase so that people will see these 5 stars and repurchase or redirect people to come to your store and buy online. Okay, so everybody is very careful with this particular policy that I am trying to talk about. Because Ojayo is an intermediary between the buyer and the seller, this is what they do. Number one, they have placed you to please make your purchases and then know that the vendor is there as well. You can chat with the vendor before you even chat with Ojayo.com, right? Then you can also buy your product even before you tell Ojayo.com. The product can reach you without necessarily Ojayo.com knowing that you actually have received your product, except you upload the receive product icon, where we can then release the person's money to him or her as the seller. We're sure that you've received your own item and it's in good shape and condition. So how do we know that your product is in good shape and condition? And how do we also know that you're the person who damaged the product? Okay? Please listen attentively. That's why I am saying that this topic is very dicey. You must be careful and listen very well before you will make a mistake, and then you blame either the vendor for not returning back or collecting back the goods that you bought from him, or blame Ojayo for not giving you your full refund. Okay? Now, the first things first is, you're not happy about a product that you bought on Ojayo, on Ojayo.com site. You have 7 days. You have 7 days, okay, to keep the goods and maybe monitor or see what it looks like. But please keep the pouches, keep the packs, keep the cartons, keep the leathers, keep everything that the product came with, even as you monitor this product. I repeat, if you buy a product on Ojayo.com and you need to monitor, for instance, you need to monitor the gadget or the product, you have only 7 days to terminate the return policy. by ojayo.com. Now, you will need to return these goods, if you must, directly to the seller of the products. You need to return the item from your place directly back to the seller. If it's an international purchase, you would need to return it. If it's a national purchase, you would need to return it. If the person is close by, in maybe a state purchase, you will also need to return it. Right? Now, ojayo.com will pay you back your amount, excluding the shipping cost, because we cannot pay the shipping fee since the products are going and coming almost on transit on both sides. You understand? So ojayo.com will only pay you the real cost you bought the item, and not including the shipping cost of the item. So even if that 7 days is okay for the return, just expect to see a return without the shipping cost of the item that you've purchased. Okay, so everybody bears the initial shipping costs of the order. That's number one. Number two, please, once you return a product, allow 1 to 2 weeks for the person to receive the item and let us know, so that we can make your payment back to you, your refund back to you. 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks is what we take to return back your money. So once the owner of the product clicks the received button, we now know that the vendor has received back the product that you resent back to him or her, because of probably its quality is not of standard, its packaging is damaged, or the product itself is not what you were thinking it was. So you have to wait for 1 to 2 weeks before your return amount is processed. That's number two. And number three is discounted items. Please listen attentively. Are very much eligible for refund. Discounted items, you can return them and you can get your refund. But please be sure to read the terms and condition policies of these return items. Discounted items, they are eligible for return and refund, but be sure to be in between the terms and conditions of the discounted items before your money will be given to you. So you have the same 1 to 2 weeks to be able to return you have 7 days to return back the item, and then wait for us between 1 and 2 weeks so that we can both liaise with the seller to be sure that he has received the product, and also liaise with you to be sure you actually have sent the product to the person whom you bought it from. Now, there are things that shouldn't be used before they are returned. I'm going to number 4. There are items that shouldn't be used before they are returned. Do you agree with me? What I mean is not every item that you can use and be able to return. In fact, if you were me, or if I were you, do not use any item that you buy online before you return them, especially when they fall in the category of items you cannot use and be sure someone else will rebuy. You cannot open a soap and think you want to return it. It's not doable. You can't open a paste and want to return it. You know it's not doable. You can only open a phone and put it on. It comes on, everything is fine. Put a SIM, it responds, and the phone, you know, is fine. But not when the phone is physically broken. Then you want to first test the phone again before you return it. No. All you need to do is to do a screenshot of immediate carriage of what it is that is the problem and keep. And then send back the item. I will advise again, any item you're sending back, be sure it reaches the seller. Be sure it reaches the vendor. Any item you're sending back, probably because it is not suitable, it is not the right item, it is not the good quality item, and you want to return it back, be sure, be very, very sure that the person whom you bought it from will surely receive it. If possible, use a means that the person can track. Use a courier means that the person can track. For instance, all the items I've always bought from China, I used a particular vendor. And from each of these vendors in that site, I believe they use the same courier to get through me, and I am able to track them one after another. Right? So before they even get to Nigeria, I'm able to track and know when it has arrived, when it's in Lagos, and when it has arrived in Enugu, as the case may be. And all I do is I go to the Nigerian Postal Service, NIPOST, key in the tracking number of the item, and I collect my item and go my thing. Okay, the vendor's address is there on their various pages, on their various market store, on their dashboards. The vendor's address is always there. Okay, so be sure that what you're purchasing is eligible for return. That's number one. Be sure that item that you're purchasing has a return policy. Some items you cannot return. That's why I am stressing on this number 4. Some items you cannot return because of its condition after touch or after opening or after use. No other person can buy it. For instance, someone who is trying to buy a tempered glass. A tempered glass is a glass used to cover the front line of a telephone, of a mobile phone. Now, once you remove that light polythene on it, it's useless. If you don't paste it on the phone, it's useless. So I would advise that when you get items like that, you measure it up with your phone to be sure it is the appropriate tempered glass that you actually requested for, that was given to you. Not when you peel it off and then you want to return it to the seller, probably in Lagos, and expect Ojayo.com to place you on full refund. You will only get a refund if the seller confirms to Ojayo.com that the product or the item has returned back in one piece. You would get your refund. But some people, some buyers, would damage a seller's product and expect to do magic by getting their refunds totally, completely. You see, it's not doable. Okay? I just used two tautology, totally and completely, so that you will understand that it's totally not doable. So the way you handle the product from when you received it will determine if you return the product. If it's eligible for refund, that's number 1. Then in what shape and condition did the seller receive their product? That's number 2. Then number 3 is, if the item has been damaged and the seller is not able to take back the item, it is placed on restocking. Okay? Restocking fee is the only thing you will need to pay to that seller to be able to get the remaining of what the amount will be. So that's where Ojayo.com becomes an intermediary, because it's not when you damage someone else's product and then you will expect Ojayo to let the product be or let the person go empty-handed, knowing that the person is in business to also make profit. So buyers, be sure that before you open an item that it is actually the right item that you requested to buy, and what you got is the right item that you bought. And then be sure to read the terms and conditions before the items are sent or before you even pay, to be sure that it is what it is. So when you're returning an item, return it in a total unused condition, if you ask me. Okay? And your refund will be in 1 or 2 weeks. Complete. You cannot hold responsible Ojayo.com or anybody if the product is missing on transit. If the product is missing on transit, you will not be refunded. That's another bitter truth. If the product is missing on transit or in transit, please, you will not get a refund. Okay? Be sure you use a courier service that is trackable. The reason is so that the vendor will be able to specify and facilitate your payment, because he knows that the product is on its way back. Be sure not to damage the product and make sure that the product is sent back in one piece, attaching every attachable from the receipt of the item to the very leather that the item was used to be tied. Be sure that everything is intact. There are people who are fond of, once they get to the courier shop, they open the item there, they leave both the carton and everything there and take just the item and go away. I'm sorry. On Ojayo.com, if the seller doesn't accept the product, you will not be refunded. Be sure that you carry the cartons of all the items that you purchased home. Keep them safe until after the expiration of 7 days, when you can no longer return the item. Otherwise, if you find the item faulty, you can repackage the item, tape it well and send it back to the seller. And be sure that once the seller accepts the product back, take the picture of what you're sending back so that we will understand it was actually in one piece. So the seller will not say that, no, it was quite malhandled. If the malhandlement comes from him, it should be in clear terms when you send the product to the seller, so you get your full refund. Any item that is lost during shipment or on transit will not be refunded, I repeat. So don't say you weren't told. We recommend you use a very secured method of shipment and insured method of shipment, and probably trackable mail service. Trackable mail service. Just like NiPost. NiPost, once you send an item, it has a unique code. Okay, so let's not talk much. I will just go on a break. When I'm back, we will continue what we are doing, right?
How to buy any products on Ojayo.com. Search for the products you want to buy from the search bar on top of the website as shown. Select the product and begin the price by clicking on Negotiate the Price. Click on Add to Cart or Buy Now. Add your name, billing address, and delivery location. Select your preferred payment method: direct bank payment or debit card payment. Mark the terms and conditions to agree. Click on Place Order button and you are done. If you selected direct bank payment, Ojai your bank details will be sent to your email address. Please make payment to our account number and use your order number as your reference. If you selected debit card method, please follow the instructions to make a secured payment on our website. How to sell on ojayo.com. Create a free vendor account as shown in the video. Once your account is activated, you will receive an email explaining few details. Log in into your newly created account and set up your store as shown in the video. Now you're in your dashboard. Go to Product button and start adding your amazing products as shown. Set up your expected shipping period and submit your product for verification.
Let's go back to what we're doing. So I will take a little break and do a recap in Igbo so that we'll continue. I've given out 4 principles of the return policy, and let me break it down a little bit in Igbo language so that people who are just joining us will understand what we're talking about. Remember, we talked about the return policy, and I've given you 4 instructions of the return policy. So you don't return an item that you've used, we won't pay you. You don't return an item that is damaged, we won't pay you. You don't return an item broken by you, we won't pay you. But you can return an item with numbers to be tracked, yes. With receipts of the item and the packs intact, yes. You can return an item making sure that you snap and send videos or clips of what you've bought and the reason you're returning it, probably not suitable and not what they said it used to be. Okay, or not what it is. You realize there are foul lies and it's not what it is that has been uploaded that was sent to you, or not what you saw on the site that was sent to you. And then we told you that you can hardly experience that because we have reputable sellers on ojayo.com. So hold on a bit while I do a recap in Igbo, and then I'll be back shortly in English. Ndaba kene mu nu afamu bozi ejo fada na ofija jemono adona be for chezi ego ga dasesia ịmana na enwe nwanti na ebe nwanti na ebe ọzọ wede ka na eme ọ bụ na ichete n'izu ụka gara aga akụziela gị ka esi ego ife na ojayo.com. ojayo.com mere anyị ji abịa ebe a kwa Saturday ọbụla ma ọkụ elekere 5 nke mgbede ruo elekere 6, and ọ bụ sọ mụ na-eme ya o, nwere onye ọzọ na-eme ya. Oluo n'izu ụka gara aga nsị gị na eke esi ele ife ma ọ bụ na ị chọrọ ilebe ife na ojayo.com, n'ihi ebu ụzọ rejista onwe gị dịka onye chọrọ inwe ngalaba azụmahịa na app ojayo.com. Kedu ka ị ga-esi nwe ya bụ app? Ije na Google Play Store ma na iOS, ị download app ojayo.com, bulu ife gbasara gị tinye n'ime, klik ya agreed, iji nwayọ banye, wele ife niile ị na-ele tiile anyị na onyonyo anya na-enene wee na-ego ife ị na-ele. Onya bụ ka esi ego ife na ojayo.com, bụrụkwa ka esi ele ife na ojayo.com. Wee sị mba na enwere ife ya na-afịa nnukwu arụ ndị be anyị. Enwere ife ya na-afịa ndị be anyị arụ. Ọ bụrụ na mmadụ gochaa ife, ọ bụrụ ife ọ tụbara anya ka ọ fụrụ, ọ bụrụ ife agwala ya na ife na-eme ka ya bụ ife ogolu bịara mebezie, kedu ife ọ ga-eme. Ọ bụrụ ego na agwala ya na ọnya ka ọ bụ o nwere ike ọ bụrụ na o jego jụọ ese ọ dịka nke ogolo agala nnukwu ọnụ nke afọ agbasara ọrụ anyị. Mana ọ bụrụ na igo ife ọ bụrụ na ife igolo abụrụ ka o si wee kwu na ọ dị ka ọ dị, hei iyi ewechi ya nwu ya azụ amanye gị ego. Iwechi ya anya azụ 7 days ka ị nwere, abalị na-asa achala ọkụ ka ị nwere iji wee wechi ya ife ọbụla abụrụ ife ekwulu ka o mere. Ịghọtago? Abalị na-asa ka ị nwere iji wee wechi ya ihe ọbụla igolo n'ojayo.com. iwechi ya lee onye lesiri gị ya, igwe ojayo.com amanye gị ego. Sọsọ ebe ya nọ nwee nsogbu bụ ife a nọ ebe a wee na-agụkọba. Mgbe sịrị n'izizi na ọ bụrụ na igo ife ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ ife ekwu ka a na-eme, mana tupu nkwuo nke agwa m unu na izu ụka ọbụla na anyị nwere 20,000 anyị na-enyefu ndị mmadụ faji ego ife niile fa na-ego na app ojayo.com yana na Facebook. Ọ bụrụ na nkwuchi okwu ije kesasị ozi a nkwuru kịta, ịzasịrị ajụjụ a onye bu ụzọ zanya bụ ajụjụ ka a na-enye ife nrite pụrụ iche. Ya bụ ihe bụ ụzọ bụgodo oyi ndị ojayo.com na Facebook ibie fọma fata gị nsusu. Ịghọtago? Ọnya bụ nke izizi. Nke abụọ, ịmala ife a na-eme solu na vidiyo onyonyo a na-eme na-esonye ife m na-ekwu, maka nwere ike ajụjụ esi n'ife m na-ekwu nwee ike ọrịa esi n'ife m na-ekwu. Ọ bụrụ na mgbe ijelu na saịtị Ojayo je gụọ ụmụ ife dị aṅaa ka ihe eji wee ghọta ajụjụ ahụ wee sa nwụọ ya. Ịghọtago? Ọzọ dịka ibie bụ na ị naghị abịa n'ojayo.com ebe a na-ekwenwu ife ọnụ, ọ bụrụ Kingsway Valubana, ọ bụrụ ebe ọ ya abịa agbadoro ụkwụ ọkpa efu na trọtụl sọsọ ka a na-agba ụkwụ na enwero breki na ya, maka na ego na a na-ele ife dị n'enu ọjị. Ebe ọ ya abịa ife ị chọrọ ikwe enye ọnụ ịma ma ọ dabara gị igoro, ọ dabara ọrụ gị iji nwa chọba onye ọzọ, maka na ndị na-eli ya n'ojayo.com gbalakasa dịka aja. Mgbe si unu na ọ bụrụ na ihe igolo n'ojayo.com na o nwere onye afịa lesiri gị afịa, ọ bụrụ ife ose na afịa na-eme ka afịa na-eme, nrudo ode na nsogbu adịrọ na enwechara ife ihe emegasị, iwee wechi ya nwa onye bụ ife ewee nye gị ego n'uju ya. Mana agwakwala ngesi gị na ya ha erie thank you very much na ya enye gị ego bụ eziokwu, mana ya ha enyechiacha gị ego iji wee zitere gị ya bụ ife, maka na mmadụ zitere ya. Ọ bụrụ anyị elili, ọ bụrụ onye nwa lili, ọ bụrụ onye lele ife elili, ọ bụrụ gị nwa sendelili nọọ ụzọ ije lili bai n'ụgbọala eji wee bute ya bụ ife lili ya bụ ego, ma ọkwa nnọọ courier service eji wee zite ya bụ ozi lili ya bụ ego. Ya bụ ojayo.com ya ebu ụzọ wepụgodo shipment ewee nyechi ya gị isi ego, ọ mụrụ nwa ya ha eso ya n'azụ. Mana tupu enye gị nke a nakwa ntị na ị nwere izu abalị na-asa iji wee nene ma ife igolo ọkwa ya ọ ihe ekwuru ka a na-eme, ọ ife edere na soshal midia ka ewepụtara anyị. Ọ bụrụ na ọnya ike na-echukwu, ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ ya ịma na ihe ewechi ya nwunye azụ. Ọzọ dịka ibie nsịrị na abalị na-asa anụnwa gachaa enwekwe Jupiter ya eme ka ojayo.com nyechi ya agha ego nke a gago chefuzie ya yuzubezie nye n'ọfụ. Ịghọtago? Ya bụ nke a bụ nke abụọ. Ọzọ dịka ibie bụ na asị gị na ihe hapụrụ ojayo.com 1 to 2 weeks ka ha wee initiate ego nye gị ego. Ọ bụrụ nke kwam ọ ife a na-amalụ nyocha ikwuo nke gị, ọ bụrụ ikpe a na-eke n'ọnụ ofu onye. Ikwuo nke gị anya gara, okwuo nke ya anya gara, onye lesiri gị afịa anya ya compare ha na-abụ unu esendị ya pictures o gosi mgbe o sendị ala gị afụ ka ọ dị mgbe esendị ala gị afụ ka ọ dị mgbe ị meghelie fụ ife isi na ọnya nwamelie iyi ya ha eji wee gozi na mgbe iwechi ya lia na shipping nọmba iji wee wechi ya na otu esi atrak ya edishon na iji ezigbo ngalaba ya mma na-ezipụ ife ezinata ife wee nyechi ya ego a na-ekwu maka ya, ma ọ nyechi ya ngwongwo igolo a na-ekwu maka ya. N'ọkwa otu ahụ bụ na ekute ihe mmiri aṅụrụ aṅụ ojayo.com wee nyechi ya agha ego, mana ihe enyefa izuụka na-abụ ka ha wee mechaa anya bụ nyocha ya na ya yi mmele iji wee gokata ife si na igokwazi. Ọzọ dịka ibie ịma na enwere afịa ọma na-ele onwe ya, ọ ya abụ abịa wetunatacha ego na a na-eli ya ndị anụnwa ihe wechi ya nwukwu ya, ma ọ bụ na onwe ife melie ka ọ ya lebu na ọ maka na ife emelia ka eji wee lebie na ego na a na-eli ya. Ọ bụrụ na igo ife ọbụla ewetunatala ego ya, ọ bụrụ na ịchọ ọzọ ife afọ due to na ọ bụrụ ezigbo ya ma ọkwa na enwere ife mere iji izichi ya nsogbu adịrọ ihe ewechi ya nwukwu ya mana ihe agụ the return policy malụ ma na-ewechi ya nwunye ma ọ na-anara ewechi ya nwunye. Ọ bụrụ a na-ewechi ya nwunye ị nwere 1 to 2 weeks efue na a return policy adịgo elapse ma na ya azikwe ewechi ya nwunye. Okay, ọ bụrụ na ngwongwo igolo batalụ na-akwa ntị ọfụma ime ya enya dekọnata akụrụngwa ya na ya yi ka o wee kweghị wechi ya ma ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ ife ajụrụ n'iyi ka aṅụrụ n'ogu. Ọ bụrụ a na igo ife mee enya imecha anya welu paks ya ihe eji wee kechikọ ya kechikọ debe ofu akụkụ ka ọ yala ebo na imegheli ọ bụrụ ka esi wee kwuye ka ọ dị ije iwechi ya iwere ofu katọn nwanụ kechikọ ọnya ayara enye gị ego agụkwa m ya ka egwu yara afụ ego gị anya ma ọ bụrụ na onye lesiri gị anataghị ya maka na o nwekwara ike anataghị ya leghelie ọ gbasara ọrịa ife anyị ma bụ na ọ gwabeghị anyị na okwego na otu ahụ ka o si wee nye gị ya bụ ife igolo na ọ malụ kechi ọ malụ dezie nye mgbe igolie ka ezi ka isi chọọ iwechi ya tazie ka ife atọ ụta. So ịchọọ iwechi ya ngwongwo ọbụla igolo n'ojayo.com gị na onye ahụ igolo afịa ahụ kpaa ikechikọ onye ọfụma ji tinye na koria nwere afa ọ bụrụkwa ajagrati ngwom atụọ galọp ife niile dị n'ime ife adasịsị akụwalicha nke a bụ okwu akarị ijiri nwayọ ije na koria ama afịa ịkwụọ ha ụgwọ otu ahụ esi nwee shipping cost. Onye ka anyị ji wee sị gị na anyị na-akwụ ụgwọ anyị na-akwụ ụgwọ shipping cost maka na shipping cost dị ụzọ na-abụ wute onye nke nyere gị enye na onye nke izitere gị ezite na onye nke na-ala ọ ya abụọ bụ na ọ dịrọghị mma ọ kwụkwakwa ụgwọ were wechi ya ifere na nsogbu dị na katanga wee bụrụ ya. Anyị wee na-asị gba mbọ mara debi ya mara jidie ọ bụ na koria iyuzulu nwere nọmba inye anyị akara ya ka esi ebe ahụ trakiwa ya bụ ihe igotelụ ka e wee dị shọ na ọgbawa ha agbawa na ofu ha efu na o mebiro mgbe ị na-ewechi ya lia onye igoli ya n'aka ya ịfụnanya ya enye gị ego. Ọzọ dịka ibie bụ enwelu resipt gosiri na igoli ife gba mbọ dekọnata ya bụ resipt dị onye nwe anyị mkpa ọ bụ na ọ dịrọra n'ife enyere gị ayara akwụghị ụgwọ gị ihe etichi ya the receipt n'ime ya bụ ife igolo wee zigaba ozi ya ọnya bụ na a na-eme ewepụkwana ya iche ka ọ ya abụ onye lesiri gị efu ya ọfụ na ọ signature ya dị na receipt ọfụ na onye invoice ya na afọ ya dị na ya nke ọ bụ na ọ agọba na isi ojii ishiri ike ịghọtago. Ọzọ dịka ibie bụ ọ bụrụ na onye igolo ife ju anya na ya yara akwụghị ụgwọ mana ịgwa gị eye 1-on-1 ọjụ mgbe ahụ ihe ebutezie na tebụl ojayo.com wee tinye ọnụ ife ndị a niile refund na return anụnwa ya emenwu ma ọ bụ na ojayo.com adịrị involve return ife sela nwetara ife o nwere ihe ọyọ ya gwa anyị enyechi ya gị ego ọ bụ na ị nala ife o nwere ihe ị kwesịrị ịgwa anyị iji gosi na ị na-alụgo ya bụ ife anyị amalụ na ị na-alụgo ya o mere 14 days o ji wee tụọ down na be gị ọ bụ na ị gwara anyị na ị na-alụgo ya ịma na nsogbu dịrị gị na ọ gafere 7 days afọ anyị nyelụ ịma na return policy gị adịgo expired agba ekperichi ka ị nọzi ma ọ bụ na onye lesiri gị bụ onye obiọma ịghọtago. Ọ bụ na ị chọrọ ịjụ ese ije na customercare@ojayo.com customercare@ojayo.com maka ịjụ ajụjụ na ịjụ ese maka ọ na-adị m n'ụkwụ ajụjụ chọrọ azịza n'izu ụka anụwa ma ọ bụ na ị na-esonyela anyị enwere ndị ritere ife ndite n'izu ụka gara aga agwa m unu nọọ nwada gịnịbọdụ afịa nwada Oyiza Rufai Gift na nwa amadi Kehinde David na ha nwetara ihe nrite 20,000 naira voucher nke izu ụka wee na-agalụ onye anyị amarọ ọ n'izu ụka ọzọ ka anyị ya ama onye ọ na-agalụ. Kedu mgbe ebidola ojayo.com? Ọnya bụ ajụjụ nke izizi. Nke abụọ wee bụrụ kedu afọ ọzọ a na-akpọ ojayo.com? Kedu afọ ọzọ ojayo.com na-aza? Ọnya bụ ajụjụ na-abụ ka nna chiekwe n'oyibo ka ndị oyibo wee weta ife na-akọ ibe anyị. Ozi eji ọfọ bụ afa ma ekenesie mụ na ike na-asị unu ya dịrị unu n'ezi mma. Udo dịrị ndobe anyị ka ọ dịkwa n'izu ụka ọzọ na Satọde n'elekere 5 anyị emekwa ife anyị maala eme. Ekene m unu. Jenu sonyela ojayo.com na Facebook, web.facebook.com/ojayo shopping. Istolufa ịta ha nsusu ibie ha ọma afọgo n'anya. Ọ ka esi eme n'ụwa ka esi eme n'eluigwe. Ka nna chie n'oyibo ka ọ dị ka na-eme. Ekene m unu. I am back in English, people. We were at number 4, and then number 5 and number 6 is saying also the same thing because it's a 6 process to meet up the terms and condition policy of ojayo.com. The 5 and 6 is saying if you're unable to issue the receipt, then you are sure you're not getting your pay. To be frank, the actual receipt for the purchase of the item. I have a Lancome that I bought in one of the shops in Enugu for 43,000, a perfume. I still have the receipt up till today. So that's what I'm talking about. So that tomorrow, if I had sprayed it in the first 1 week and my Lancome isn't my Lancome, I take it back. 43,000, no be beans. So that's what I'm talking about. You must be able to tender the receipt for the purchased item to be able to initiate your refund once the seller gets it back. And then again, in a likelihood where the return item to the seller is unsuitable, just like it's not what it was when he sent it to you that you returned it to be. You've malfunctioned it, malhandled it. Be sure you're not getting your refund. Okay? Don't exceed this 7 days policy to be able to initiate a refund, or a return rather, and then you can wait for 1 to 2 weeks to be able to get a refund. So 1 week for holding an item and returning it to get to the seller, and then 2 weeks for your payments to be able to be initiated. This week we would give out 2 questions and who will be the lucky winners. Of course, the lucky winner needs to go on our Facebook Messenger and then claim their prizes next week. But before then, you just go on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on WhatsApp, like ojayo.com, but surely on Facebook, like and share this video. If you don't share it, you're not winning. Share the video to 1 or 2, 3 persons or 10 persons as the customer care service must have demanded, and then answer these 2 questions. When was ojayo.com founded? When was ojayo.com founded? That's question 1. Then question 2 is, what other name does ojayo.com have? What's the official name for ojayo.com? So if you've been following, you've been reading us, you will be able to answer these questions correctly. To qualify for this quiz, like I said, follow ojayo.com on Facebook, be able to share this video, and then always come up on Saturdays and then follow our programs. You may be the very lucky winner because the questions may either come from the program or not. Thanks, pals, for staying tuned, for listening to me today. I hope it was a very interactive session. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope now that the terms and condition policies, the return policy for ojayo.com is clear enough. And I hope you can tell someone that, yeah, their return policy is clear enough and we can actually make purchases and be sure we can get a refund once the product is not as suitable or damaged or not as prescribed or not as described. So either of them, you're able to get your purchases. Remember, to get your purchases, be able to return the item in 7 days and then be able to wait for 1 to 2 weeks for we to get the message from the sender to the receiver and then from the receiver back to us as ojayo.com so we can initiate back your payments. So also be sure that your money is safe, There is nothing, no cause for alarm when you're making your purchases on ojayo.com. So just do what you can do and make your purchases at the comfort of your zone in your home, and you don't have any regrets at all. You can only get better on ojayo.com. My name is Christy Ejiofor, and thank you so much for being part of this show this evening. God bless ya. Ojayo.com all the way.